All right, so one thing I noticed while I was testing was if we clicked on this dropdown, there's some issues with these additional elements hiding behind the next section of the header. Now, my first instinct to deal with this is to use something called z-index. Now, for any element on the page that has a positioning, like relative or absolute or fixed, we can set the z-index on it. And what that does is set the order for displaying it if it overlaps with some other element. So let me give you a quick demonstration of how z-index works. I'm going to go back to our index.html file, and I'm just going to add a couple of divs here, and I'll give it a class of fixed. We'll give that a content of div1. I'll just copy this, and I'll do div2. Now for this class fixed, I'm going to open up our play.scss file, which is where we put stuff that we're willing to get rid of later. And for fixed, I'm going to set a position of fixed, which positions it relative to the viewport. We'll do top of 10 to move it 10 pixels from the top, a left of 10 to move it a little bit to the left. We'll give it a width of 100 pixels, a height of 100 pixels, and we'll give it a border of 1 pixel solid red, just to be able to see it easy, and a background color of yellow. All right, if we save this and refresh in the browser, we'll see our divs, but they're on top of one another right now. So let's adjust the styles of one of them to move it a little bit to the right. So we'll set the left to 50 pixels. We'll save it and refresh in the browser. Okay, and let's also change the background color on this one to blue, and we'll refresh. Okay, so right now we're seeing the yellow one on top of the blue one. So div2 on top of div1. And that's simply because div2 comes after div1 in the order of HTML. If we swap this and we put div2 on top and saved it and refreshed, you'd see div1 show on top. One other way we can change which one shows on top is by the z-index property. And this is particularly useful if you want your HTML to have a particular structure or you don't have control over the HTML. So let's inspect this element. And so right now div2 shows behind, but we can adjust this by setting the z-index to 1. Right now the other div1 doesn't have a z-index. So any positive value of z-index will win. Now, if we change the z-index of div1, which is right now behind everything, let's set it to z-index of 2. Since the number is higher, it will show on top of anything that has a z-index less than that. Now, we can set even higher z-index numbers. Let's just type in a bunch of 9s. And of course, we would expect something like this to win out over a lot of other elements on the page.